SculptVR. So I just launched SculptVR, and it's very similar in some ways to Tilt Brush. So, your tools are on your left hand, and you sculpt and create with your right hand. So, some preset shapes you have here. If you want to start with like a basic kind of sphere, and then at any point when you grab, you can see the bounding box that you're working with. At any point, you can use the grab tool and see the bounding box of the environment that you're working in. And just like with Tilt Brush, if you pull on the inside grab buttons and pull them together apart, you can shrink the world or enlarge it however you'd like. So, wow, at this scale, I can barely even see that sphere. But if I get closer, I can enlarge it as much as I'd like. I made a single sphere, and I can change the size of my sculpting tool by pressing up or down on that toggle to change the size of my stroke. So again, can get really detailed. If I want to start adding a sphere, you'll kind of see what that does. It's changing the cover of this sphere that I'm working on. So, if I hold it down and drag, it'll keep building, making some kind of a strange snake-like texture on this sphere. So if I take a look at these other tools, so you've got your sphere, your stabilized sphere. So if I click and drag this, it'll, I'll just show you. So for making something more geometric, a perfectly straight kind of line. Then over here, you've got your smoothing brush. Again, you can change this. So if you've got rough edges, the more you smooth out these features, it'll smooth it. Then you've also got the bulge and deflate. So let's show you what this looks like. So if I use it on this, it should be bulging that outwards. And if I press A, now it should start inverting that. Yep, so it'll start getting rid of these. So it's a good kind of a modifier to try to start smoothing out those edges and inverting. And then you've got your paintbrush if you want to start adding color. So similar to Tilt Brush on your left here, if you click this palette, you can choose any kind of shade, or it gives you some presets and some favorites. I think that's a dropper button to get the right kind of tool. So if I've got this purple and I begin painting, it'll start coloring this sphere. So you could make something that starts looking like an ice cream cone or something, and starts to really get some, blending gradations going on. And of course, change the brush strokes for any size that you want. So that's how that works. And then the second one, you've got your cubes, your stretchable boxes, scatter effects, your puck shape, your cylinders, your tubes, torus, different kinds of shapes, cones, etc. So kind of basic shapes to start sculpting. Then down here you've got some controls, like a snapshot. You'll see it's saved at this link. I haven't even gone to the SculptVR website. I know it's been a while since I've used this app, and there's been a lot of changes. So I'll have to go investigate that and see how to pull these images from, and the best way to export this. Because again, it's been at least a good year since I've really made anything in SculptVR. But there is a way to export these as OBJs, so then you could, theoretically print these or easily upload these into Sketchfab. Anyway, some more tools down here. Then you've got your lighting. I'm not going to change the lights, but if you wanted to change the lighting, sky grabber that changes like the positioning of where the artificial sun is in here. The random prompt picker I think gives you prompts, and the multiplayer ball is made for multiplayer play within here, and you can also do collaboration, so it is a multiplayer game. These are different viewers selecting toggles. I don't really want to mess with these because the last time I pressed this flyer and things went absolutely crazy, and you have the potential here to make something extremely detailed, and it really is great for sculpting just about anything that you want to make. This is edit undo. So edit undo, different shapes and ways to start distorting the shapes. This is for multiplayer, I believe. This is showing the link and where it's added um, for the images. Oh, different layers. So if you want to add layers to your project and then work on certain layers, so if you had like you were making a giant face or sculpture and you wanted to only work on certain elements, that would be under layers. Click on settings. You can change your dominant hand, show a floor grid if you'd like, change your detail level, change if you want locked rotation. Then when you're ready to save, save to file, publish online, export as a mesh. So I'm not really sure about these publish online options, but let's see what happens. Uploading to the server. So I'm not sure exactly, where that saves to. We're gonna have to figure that out. Let's try exporting as a mesh. So if I export this as an OBJ file, export complete. First reboot your Quest, then connect your Quest to a computer via USB, browse the Quest's file system, and then this shows where it's located. So this is the only issue is depending on what kind of computer you have and the USB link. I'm not sure the easiest way to download these, so I will have to check that out and do some research. Cool beans. So for now, just explore SculptVR and make something for fun, and we will figure out the best way to save and upload these and extract the files at some point down the line. Okay, so just dive in.